extra, read all about it. Get your copies while they last. Stop the presses.
And now for something completely different.
Are you ready for a little truth? Are we not entertained? Wisdom is the proper use of knowledge and experience. There are no safe spaces here. The truth shall make you free. It's showtime! So you want the truth, but can you handle the truth? Well, here's another fine mess you've gotten us into. Now that's entertainment. Enlighten me a little. What you say is quite logical. And what did we learn? Prepare yourself for a little sensory overload. I came here for the truth. 7 years ago. Stand by the roll show intro. Roll show intro in 3, 2, 1, go.
This is the Craig L. Hayes Show.
Hello, America, family, friends, and listeners all around this planet we call home. This is the Craig L. Hayes Show. I am Craig L. Hayes, and today is the 11th of June, 2025. And I'm going to have to take a pause real quick here, and then I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. It took me a second. I had to go fix something real quick. Like I say, this is the show today. Today, we're coming from the Northern Command here in Enterprise, Utah. From up in the mountains. My place is up here in the mountains, in the valley of a mountain, whatever you want to call it. But beautiful up here. It's a warm day, though. It's like almost 90, which is really warm for up here. Anyhow, enough about the weather reports. You don't listen to the show to listen to weather reports. Today's topic, today's subject, today's thing we're going to discuss, and I'm probably going to get annoyed with again, and try to avoid. I said a couple curse words in the last show I did because I was just fed up with it. And my go-to bag sometime is cussing at things or people or whatever. So anyhow, try not to do it on this one. Going to be hard because anytime I have to deal with Democrats and their small-minded ideologies, I just can't help it. Anyway, let's move on to the topic. Today is going to be about illegal aliens and their constitutional rights. I love it. Just putting those words together just makes me laugh. Illegal alien. Now listen to it carefully one more time. Illegal alien means illegal invaders into our nation, and their meaning the rights, the constitutional rights granted to them being here illegal invaders. That says everything. Everything that we see going on in the courts right now, all the things that we see the judges ruling that are so, these judges, I almost started swearing too, calling them names. I'll try to just use abbreviated things like, SOB judges. There we go. That works for me. All Democrats, maybe a couple of Republicans thrown in just for good measure, saying that these illegal invaders from another country have constitutional rights. That is the most absurd thing I've ever heard in my life. They do not have any claim or any allowance or right to any of our constitutional rights granted to us by our birth being citizens of this nation, whether born or naturalized, or those people who are allowed to be here as permanent residents of this nation. Or we call them resident aliens or green card holders. It's actually blue. That's kind of weird to call it green card. Anyhow, Let's discuss that real quick here. Due process is found within the 14th Amendment. It's all part of our constitutional Bill of Rights and stuff. And people think that applies to everybody, whether they're here legally, illegally, or citizens. It does not. I will sum it up very quickly here for you. I will sum it up in a way that is going to be impossible for you to debate it. But you can try. If you're a Democrat, you will try and say, nope, it applies to everybody because your ideology is that of just, well, Karl Marx in communism. Let me make it very simple. Do you, as an illegal invader from another nation into our country, have the right to go buy a gun? You can hem and haw and talk about it all you want, but the absolute 100% truth and answer to that is no. Do you know why you're not allowed to buy a gun in the United States if you're here illegally? It is because you're here illegally and do not have the right to buy a gun. So if the Second Amendment, which guarantees the right of the people, citizens, and those here legally, to keep and bear arms, does not apply to the illegal invaders from another country, nothing in the Constitution applies to them. It is either all or none. Now, when they commit a crime, do they have a right to a trial? That's the tricky part that always takes and tricks people up. I believe if that's what we're going to do, that's fine. But it has to be a quick trial. If they're illegally here, I would rather see them go face a tribunal. Take all the evidence we find real fast, take them in there, trial done, over with. And we have special punishment for you people that come here as illegal invaders from other countries. You commit a violent crime, you do not get to go spend our time in our prisons. You're executed. You're done. We're finished with you. To say that you have due process rights if you're an illegal invader here to see if you're going to be deported or not is the most absurd thing ever brought to our attention. We know that the ACLU, which is the American Communist Liberties Union, whatever they are, they used to be Civil Liberties Union, but it's actually the Communist Liberty Union, whatever you want to call it. They're nothing but a bunch of Marxists in that organization. They're nothing more than a bunch of people who would fight you on everything that's in the Constitution to try to take and grant you rights that are not listed in the Constitution. You know, they're your typical Democrat lawyers. So, if you are, let's just do it this way. How much due process, if you want to call it that, should someone who is an illegal invader from another country get before they're deported? Should we put them before a judge? Yeah, sure. Well, I don't have a problem bringing them before a judge, but that judge thing should be 5 minutes long. Literally 5 minutes long. And here's what the judge says to the person standing there before them. Do you have a passport with a visa granting you permission to come into this country? No? Okay, thank you. Do you have any other documentation saying you should be allowed to stay here in this country for any other reason that you have not told us before? No? Okay. So you are here illegally. You invaded our country, came across the border illegally, invaded our nation, and you have no documentation, no visa, no permission to be here. Is that correct? Well, yes. Or C, or whatever the language would be. All right, you're deported. Get. Next. Trial over. The only thing that we could do is say, I'm only here because I've asked for asylum from the country. Okay, now we'll talk about that a little bit more. I think we need to do that on people who are actually here trying to seek asylum. You know, like 60 farmers from South Africa that are about to be murdered in South Africa. That the press has decided that they should not be here because they're white. Wow, I didn't know that people seeking asylum from other nations, because the governments and the people that are oppressing them is based on what color you are. But if you're a Democrat, everything is based on color. If you're a Democrat, it's all based on your income. If you're a Democrat, it's your needs. It's how your willingness to take and perform for the Democrat Party as one of their slaves. So let's talk about that just a little bit. That backlog, I could get rid of the backlog of a few million people they already have and find all 20 million people that are here illegally, and this trial system should be over within a year. Everybody given their 5-minute trial, put on the next plane, flown to their country of origin, said bye-bye. And all you scumbag gang members from Central and South America, here's a one-way ticket from the United States to El Salvador. I would continue paying El Salvador, that president down there, to incarcerate all these MS-13 and all these other crappy gangs right now. Just put them down there and keep them in their prison. How much does it cost to incarcerate them? $500 a year, $1,000 a year? Here, I'll write you the check right now. Get them out of this country. You don't bring them back here and treat them like that they should be treated like they're a citizen of the United States, you stupid scumbag Democrat politicians. You care more about the people who are not here legally and who are criminals than you do about the citizens that have been injured by them, the people who are supposed to be taken care of by you. You're a disgrace. All you Democrats are disgraceful. And that's well, let's not say every one of you, because I know there's some Democrats. I know some Democrats that voted not for Kamala Harris. You know, they had a sudden realization. I don't know why they call themselves Democrats still. It's the weirdest thing. They had a sudden realization that if they went along with more Democrat stuff, that this country would be done and over, lights out, finished, kaput. I admire you guys for doing that. Thank you. But we'll talk about to those who voted and who believe and have drank the Kool-Aid and who believe so wholeheartedly in the Democrat Party, its ideology and beliefs. You're all scumbags. You're disgraceful. You're un-American, and you shouldn't be even living in this country. But we're going to get back to that with the illegal aliens and their constitutional rights. They have no rights other than basic human rights. And once we've taken them and put them in front of a judge and he's declared you need to leave, it's done and over with. Send them back where they came from. Let's make Guantanamo Bay a housing unit, a secure housing unit for a lot of these criminals that were having a hard time getting out of this country. The Marines there will be glad to take care of them. The Marines there will be glad to watch over them. All these really tough gang members that have tattoos on them. Ooh, you guys are so tough and scary because you're willing to hurt people and you wear tattoos. Ooh, so scary. Put them down there with some real badasses called United States Marine Corps. And you're going to be crying like the little bitches that you are. So easy to fix this stuff. So easy to take and make it better. We got to get these judges out of the system as far as trying to stop President Trump. This is one thing I'm going to say about Donald Trump today. I agree 100% with what he's doing with the border, with the illegal aliens, and with everything he's trying to do to get them out of here. 100%. Get them out of here. If you are not here with our permission, you need to leave. I don't care if you want to sit there and say, yeah, part of this country was ours before, it was all part of Mexico. We don't care. Leave. Bye. I'm going to talk about that in a little while. Pack your bags and get the hell out of our country. And take a bunch of Democrats with you. For every illegal alien, we should be able to send 10 Democrats with them. If they're so concerned about these illegal aliens, then I think a lot of these Democrats should have to go with them to help them out in the country of their origin and go live there and help them. But let's not do it on our dime. Let's not do it on our time. We have other things to take care of in this country that are of big concern, big things going on in this country we need to worry about. We've got to get a handle on this or we're going to be in trouble. The mess that Joe Biden and the Democrat Party created in 4 years. In 4 years, remember this, and here's a hard-hitting point that you have to realize. The mess that they created, the destruction they levied on the American people in 4 years is going to take 10 to 20 years to fix if we can just keep fixing it. These illegals aren't going to all be gone in 4 years. They will not be gone in 4 years. It's going to take us 10 to 20 years to get every one of them back out of here and send them back to their country. And the only way we can get them out of here quicker is if Congress, the good guys like, Mike Johnson, good grief, get in there and they make the laws even tougher and cut off all money supplies, all everything, and deny illegal invaders from other country anything, financially, educationally, medically, anything in this country. And then we tell the employers that like this cheap labor, this non-complaining labor, because they know that they can treat this labor like crap and they don't have anywhere to go and complain to. We tell these employers that for every person that you have here that's illegal, every illegal alien is a $500,000 fine and 6 months in jail. Wow, that just dried up the attraction to come to this country illegally, huh? So we attack it on that front. And then we also say no benefits whatsoever, no aid whatsoever to if you're here illegally. You do not get to come here and go on the public dole. You get no kind of financial compensation whatsoever. You do not get any medical help whatsoever. If you come here and you drop a baby here, that child is not, never has been and never will be a citizen of this nation. And those children that you do bring across, they do not get to go into our public school and education systems. End of story. You dry up their employment opportunities, the benefit opportunities, education, et cetera, et cetera. And here's what you do also. And if we have to incarcerate a citizen of another country, we send the bill to that nation. We send the $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year it costs to incarcerate a person from another country, the bill to that country. And when they say, we're not going to pay that, you go, cool, we'll just deduct it from anything that we're sending to you. We're going to deduct it from any foreign aid. We're going to deduct it from any, when you call those things, remittances that go down to your country. And we're going to deduct it from any kind of business activity, economic activity, etc. Before we send you any money, we're deducting all those costs from your nation. So, do you want these people back? You can put them in your jails. I don't care if the jails are inhumane or whatever. That's their problem. Fix your own country. Don't come here and try to destroy mine and do it because you're an illegal alien scumbag. You're an invader. You should be treated as such. So, I like that word, so. So, Peter Gabriel. So, that was an album from like 1985. So, 86, somewhere in there. I just described how we fix a lot of this stuff. Hire about 10,000 more judges for the next 2 years, where you can be doing about 100. You could probably do pretty easily 100 to 200 cases a day of deportation hearings a day with each judge. If you had 1,000 judges, that would be 200,000 a day you could do. 5 minutes a person. Really simple. Are you supposed to be here? No. Are you allowed to be here? Show me your visa. Nope. But take him away. Send him back. You're ordered to deported. Bye. Next. You don't have to have a 3-day trial. You don't have to bring in witnesses. They don't have the right to any of that. They don't have a right to anything other than stand before a judge. Do we supply them with a lawyer? Absolutely not. ACLU, you guys supply yourselves with the lawyers. All you other Democrat lawyers that are liberal and think that they should be allowed to be here, you guys pay for it. There's nothing in the Constitution that says we have to pay for illegal invaders from other countries, their attorneys. Show me where. When we're arrested, we have Miranda rights that provided as constitutional rights to us that have to be provided. If we're citizens and stuff, if we can't afford a lawyer, we have to have one appointed to represent us. That's the value of being a citizen. You do not get that same rights as an illegal invader from another country. Our Constitution applies to us, the citizens of this country, not to illegal invaders from other countries. I don't know how long we have to keep on this stuff, but I'll be glad to keep on saying it forever and ever. Anyways, folks, see, I didn't say so. There we go. That is this episode. And we're got a couple more topics of the day. I'm on a roll today. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling feisty. I'm feeling, let's get into a rumble. You know, let's do some talking and some action on this stuff and stop a lot of this crap. Anyhow, Talbot, why don't you do me a favor and take it away?
This is the Craig L. Hayes Show.